The 65th CM convention, the rolling coverage is on, and of course, I'm joined by one of the biggest commercial vehicle manufacturers in India, the president and the COO, Mr. Ganesh Mani. Thank you so much, Ganesh, for speaking to us. First question is, of course, on the GST transformation. That's been the headline everywhere. Not much for the CV space in particular, but of course, that's gonna be of course, boost a lot of demand when it comes to. It's going to improve the mood of the public to go and purchase and go and spend. And the government also hoping to increase the consumption pattern. What do you feel about the CV space in particular? Do you feel now the mood and the sentiment of the rural market could improve?
Well, I mean, GST has always been a welcome for every consumable. So, being an industry which is predominantly dependent on GDP growth, we expect the GDP growth to go up in a much more better way in multiple forums. Even government officials have been talking about. And also, we also feel like the actual overall mood of the country is going up. So that way, we're going to have commercial vehicle also, picking up in a bigger way. And of course, we also have a lot of retail customers. They'll also be directly getting benefited. And I think overall in H2 should be much more better way. That's what our, optimistic view is all about.
Mani, we actually saw that in the month-on-month growth, when we are seeing very low growth, Leyland saw month-on-month growth of 5%. What do you expect this to be? Are we finally seeing the revival of rural India? Because we are seeing good sale of two-wheelers as well. We are seeing good sales of commercial vehicles as well. Is this a sign of a rural revival in India and, of course, developing of more of good infrastructure subsequently?
Correct. So we see it in two different ways. One is in terms of the overall industry itself. Commercial vehicle is a highly cyclical industry for many decades. So we are into 5th or 6th year of it, but I am 100% sure that with a lot of impetus on GST reduction, the way government of India has been propagating, overall mood of the people the industry itself is good. So I'm sure that way 5% to 10% growth is always look to be always good in commercial vehicles. So we always be happy with that, and we like to continue the same for many more years to come. But having specifically talked about whether it is a rural perspective, I'm sure when the economy starts growing with the kind of a route connectivity, which today also Gadkari was talking about, I'm sure I think this is going to be just start of the actual inflection, in terms of the first inflection point, I would say. Secondly, see in terms of the penetration of the EV vehicle itself. In the entire commercial, in the calendar year, you're about to clock 2 million EV vehicles there. Each and every EV getting produced, that means the infrastructure is improving, whether it is two-wheeler, three-wheeler or four-wheeler. And commercial vehicle also will definitely find a big way on that. So going forward, I think both our ICE products as well as EV products will definitely look at growth. That's what we are looking out for.
If you look at the numbers again, we saw the first quarter of FY26, the volumes grew around 1% to about 44,000 units. And EBITDA margins close to about 11%. So if I can talk to you about what are the full year volume and margin targets you're aiming for when it comes to rising commodity costs and other geopolitical issues, what's your comment on that?
So as far as numbers are concerned, as I said, we have always been 5%, 6%, 10% is one number which we've always been aiming at. As and when things are happening, and this period after 6 years of a constant growth, we believe it's a great thing of sign. We also, declared that we'll be always working on, mid-teens of EBITDAs going forward in a midterm period by 2030 or so. So our effort is to make sure and maintain a right kind of a margin or a mix of products which are happening across, and we'll just have to wait and see as to how the impact of a GDP is going to really play a role in the H2, and I'm sure we'll be able to do that.
And you've also assumed charge as CEO of Switch Mobility, so congratulations to you on that. I want to ask you, Switch Mobility has been getting a whole lot of orders from different state governments. We see Switch Mobility on the roads and, of course, being a major player in buses manufacturing. But I want to ask you, how's the numbers looking like for Switch Mobility? What are you growing to increase the PAT and, of course, the margins?
So we have done more than 3,000 odd vehicles already on the road, and the equal amount of orders in pipeline in our hand. Our hands are absolutely full right now, and the most important things about PM's e-drive right now bus, 10,000 plus orders are that's already in the pipeline. As far as bus is concerned, we believe I think we can write kind of a product with a kind of a product ranges what we are coming up with. whether it is buses or the commercial vehicle. I'm sure I think we can always convert it into big opportunities. Being a budding industry, being an industry which is also, keep on growing. As I said, about 2 million of EVs are already in place. I think if this keeps working on, I think by 2030 of 30% of, possible figures of this thing is definitely not a very big job to do it. And as a whole, with the support of the entire industry and all the other players, what you are there, making it, affordable, and also the kind of product what we are coming up with, I'm sure I think year on year growth, we always see at least a double or triple kind of an opportunity for the entire EV segments are concerned. We have always been engaging or enjoying rather, about 25% of market share. We like to continue to maintain the same.
25% of market share in e-buses. And I want to ask you, various states can come out with the tenders for electric buses. What all state governments are you looking at to work with? And what are collaborations or acquisitions are you looking at with Switch?
So as simple as I think there are multiple states have come, at least six cities have already is about to come now. We have already done more than 1,000 plus vehicles in Chennai, in Tamil Nadu. And we have already launched first Honorable, Chief Minister of Delhi has recently inaugurated our first 50 vehicles in Delhi. And we are going to introduce another close to 800, 900 vehicles in the city of Delhi itself. In Mumbai we are there, in Bangalore we are there, in Hyderabad we are there, we have in Ahmedabad. I think the cities are the first one to really have been going across, and PM E-Drive is another important thing which is going to come. So overall, the city transportation is concerned, I think our penetration is the, we want to play an important pivotal role in implementing, multiple ways and taking over.
And are you gonna bid under the PM E-Drive scheme, and what kind of benefits are you looking to derive?
Obviously, we have the PM E-Drive has come is only for that purpose. I'm sure we'll be definitely aggressively participating in this, and with things going fine. So I'm sure we'll be able to penetrate into those important places where we are having a greatest advantage of having already playing this field in multiple cities where these tenders are also coming up. So having an experience of having already been working in these areas, we know much better the cities and also the infrastructure, of how the industry works. I'm sure that is what our plans are.
And last question, how do you see the CV space evolving for this year?
So as you said, 5 to 10%, 10% is the biggest market, growth we are expecting it to be. I'm sure with all going good in H2. With good monsoon, good GST impact, I think we will definitely we expect it to be really meet up to that expectation.
All right, well, meeting up the expectation and surpassing as always, Ashok Leyland mantra. Well, that was Ganesh Mani talking to us about what really the GST reform benefits are, and of course, what all the CV space lies in that sector as well.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.